What is going on, guys? This is Crazy Pickle and this is the 6th episode of Beginner's Guide series. So today we're gonna talk about the equipment, weapons, artifacts, jewelry and gems. Alright, so let's go to equipment system. To get to the equipment system, you can click on your keyboard key P and it will open that window for you. So as you can see here, the weapons, artifact, jewelry right here, and gems. Each gear gives you specific. They have main stats and they have key stats and secondary stats. When you just got any piece of that gear, it will be completely random for key stats and secondary stats, but the main stats, like here, critical damage and main damage, it will be always the same. So the ring gives you critical damage, main damage, amulet companions damage, maximum health, main damage, maximum health for brooch, bracelet, critical damage, companions damage, sapphire, companions damage, main damage again, critical damage, main maximum health for ruby, and emerald, companion damage, maximum health, and critical damage, main damage for topaz. So pretty much kind of repeated. Some gear gives you pretty much the same stats, and all the stats it's gonna be right over here. It's your so there's 3 maximum health, main damage, and critical damage. These 3 multipliers, it's the main multipliers for your character. Companions damage, it goes for the companion damage because companion attacks enemies time to time. So to get this piece of jewelry or gems, if you're gonna click right here, click K on the left top corner, or you just can click K on your keyboard. It will put you in this window, right? So then you can click Adventure List on the left top, on the left bottom corner. Sorry about that. You're gonna click that, and then tab will be a group. So I'm gonna click that. Here's all your group missions. The first Haspelon Temple, it will give you only the weapons and artifacts, and depends on the class you play, you'll get the weapon, or well, the weapon will be just for the class that you completed with. Artifacts, it's completely random, so it doesn't matter what class you play, it can give you artifact for your support class, or it can give you for just anything else. So the artifact is completely random. Artifacts has different extra like a passive abilities, but for the most part it just gives you the health bonus. So this is it for artifacts and weapons. The rest of the map, each other map gives you different piece of gear: topaz, amulet, ring, and blah blah blah. So you just keep running that to get your full set. So there will be a chance that you can get purple quality of that. So as any other game, they have different qualities for gear. Starts of course with a green, it goes blue, purple, and some games call legendary. In this game it calls mythical. So yeah, just keep doing that. Try to get the purple quality of the gear and just wear it. It will gives you higher multipliers. You also get stronger. So the way the multipliers works, so before here, if you put your mouse on top of your might number, before it was saying how much of different stats 10 points of might gives you. It gives you like health, main damage, critical damage, and all that. So like when you get 10 points of your might, you get like 50 health, let's say, or just like a low number. The gear, what it does, it multiplies your might to the specific number. So the higher your multiplier or higher your might with a higher multiplier, of course your stat will grow, your damage, health, and critical damage will grow. So that's how the multipliers works. The key stats and secondary stats will be completely random when you just will get the piece of gear, and we'll talk about the key stat and secondary stat in the next video because there will be a lot of things to cover. So yeah, just keep doing those 5 mans, and you don't have to do it by yourself if you are in a Pantheon, or just pay attention on the region chat. And a lot of people doing those maps every time because they might have it for directives, or they just need new piece of gear and all that. So just pay attention to chat, and you can always find a group to do those missions and get the gear that you need. So the artifact is, like I said, the main stat, it's always a health bonus. And some of the artifacts gives you different passive abilities. They have like a passive abilities, what it does with specific okay, let's see, maybe I have like right here Skull of Immortal. So if the target's health is less than 30%, the damage you inflict to them is increased by 68%. So that's kind of pretty cool, but you're not gonna use that all the time because you have to drop the target to less than 30% to get that bonus. So the best your artifact for the DPS class will be named Bloodied Blade, and it will look like a chainsaw or something like that. So you're gonna get that because every time you attack the enemy, it will gives you the buff above your health, and each time you attack the enemy, it stacks to 10 stacks total. So, and depends on the generation. 10 stacks will give you, let's say, up to 30% extra damage that you will deal to the enemies. So that's kind of pretty cool. That's the actually best artifact if you just started, because the other artifact, like right here I have the Emblems of Nihas. Pretty much all these artifacts is from 9 events. So if you can see on the top right corner where the F12 escape, so there is 9. So these 9 events sometimes has the artifacts in it, and of course you can either use Argents or you can use credits and all that, but we're gonna talk about that later. So they're kind of a special cool artifacts, and I have a bunch of other different ones. Well, actually there is one artifact like Tree Vein Idol, so you can get that from Hall of Trophies, and we're gonna cover the Hall of Trophies in the future videos. So yeah, just do 5 mans, get the gear. Don't worry about the key stats and secondary stats at the moment because it requires credits to use, and just to know like where you can actually upgrade your gear. If you're gonna go to your bag and then item upgrades, so this window is where you upgrade your gear. You stat replacement, so you change the stat, key stats, secondary stats, you upgrade your integrity for the gear, and we're gonna cover that part in the future videos. And yeah, I will explain everything as easy as possible for you guys. So yeah, just don't worry about that and just get your gear, because for now credits you need to upgrade your cathedral, and knowledge of enemies, of course you'll need to upgrade your tower of knowledge. So this is going to be your main goals right now. So you need to upgrade that first. And the max number of followers for Cathedral, I believe it's going to be 250,000 followers. And right now the Tower of Knowledge, the maximum rank is 150. So, and it gives you 207k might. So that's a lot, yeah. But yeah, focus just on these two buildings at the moment. Spend the credits and knowledge here. Don't worry about the stat replacement for the gear. And speaking of weapons, let's say you're a cryo, right? You went to the Haspelan Temple to get the weapon for your class. The best main stat for cryo or any other range damage or range classes, okay, you need a range damage stat, as you can see here, because when you stand 20 meters away from the target, you deal 180% more damage. So it boosts. So if you're 20 meters away, let's say whatever stats you already have here on the right side, it will give you extra 180% if you stand in 20 meters away from the target. So pretty much any other range classes like kinetic, same thing, necromancer, range damage, witch, and archer, gunner, and outlaw. So these classes, they all range classes, so you need all, for these classes you need range damage for all of them. The pretty much other classes, it's berserker, it's a melee class, monk, revenant, slayer. So they are melee classes. It's you just there will be different stats for them. But I would say this is it for this. If you have any questions, leave the comment down below, and I will answer it as soon as I can. And yeah, I think this is it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, hit the like button. Would be nice if you're gonna subscribe to my channel to see the future videos of beginner's guide series or other cool videos. I will try to post as often as possible, and I'll see you guys till next time.